You have basically two chapters on the culture issue,
Right.
and you make a very interesting point here that none of it matters if we don't straighten out our culture. As a foreign journalist, I can say with more experience than the Americans here that the opiate of the masses today in the world is American culture, is this coarsened American culture. That's the opiate of the masses.
Right.
You go anywhere, and the anti-American rallies, people burning the American flag, etc. They use American T-shirts saying Harvard or Redskins or whatever. And that's basically the only consensus today in the whole world is American culture. The only place where there seems to be a reaction against American culture is in the United States. So I view that cultural issue in a more optimistic way than many of my American friends do, because of that reaction here. Do you see that? Do you see that reaction?
Well, and I use the example in the book, the last part of the book, and I worked with Dr. Carlton Turner and Mrs. Nancy Reagan in the implementation of the Just Say No to Drugs program. And a lot of people really dumped on Mrs. Reagan, just say nonsense, that's a silly idea, a silly notion. But she used the bully pulpit to and put a plan in place, didn't involve a lot of federal funds, parents groups, parents who'd had young people who had gotten caught in the drug culture. She pressured Hollywood, and they pressured them hard to quit making these films that really are pro-druggy, that encourage young people to go out and get involved in the drug culture as though it's great without any consequences. And it had a real impact, and it had an impact with young people as well. And what I saw enormous difference and a change in the mindset, because the idea was we're not talking about tougher criminal laws, we're talking about discouraging young people from getting into the drug culture in the first place, because once they were in, it's awfully tough to get out. And it worked. You could see huge, significant declines over a period of time. So there are a lot of things that can be done. I see some encouraging signs coming out of Hollywood with some of the filmmakers, the young ones, and some things, positive films. I don't mean everything has to be positive, but films that reflect more the kind of values that that a Frank Capra articulated so brilliantly as a filmmaker in the days when I was growing up. So I agree that I think there is a sense, and I quote some of the statistics in the book. Gallup polls showing Americans, whatever their religious beliefs, whatever their political affiliation, are worried about the decay or the coarsening of the culture and want to do something about it. And every parent wrestles with that in terms of their own kids growing up.